Welcome to Wellness with Adasa. Don't forget to like, subscribe so we can grow together in wellness.
Hi, bestie. It's day 7, and we're in our June Wellness Week. It's the last day of this week, and I feel like, oh no, I don't want it to end. But yes, it's just the end of our Wellness Week. We're having other activities, so you have to stay tuned. Remember, like I said, Wellness with Hadassah has been at this here with you, here for you for the past 3 years. Today, in review and revision and summary of our June book, which is the Happiness Project, your happiness project, my happiness project, our happiness project. We're talking about choosing joy again and again. As this week comes to a close, it's important to understand that happiness is not something you complete. It doesn't end. Remember, like I said, it's a project, and all we do is pass by it and we admire your project, your happiness project. People just pass by and admire. Sometimes people throw stones at your happiness project. It is your duty to protect your project. It is your duty to put security around your happiness. It's something you have to return to over and over and over. Some days it will feel natural, other days it feels distant, and both are part of being human. We're not expecting you to have that upbeat feel every single day, but remember, that's why we were talking about creating those happiness rituals, those rituals that release that burst of energy that you need. We talked about how you need to find what refills you, what brings that those small moments of happiness for you, and then build it into the system of your daily living. There may come a time when you realize that that thing that used to bring you happiness suddenly doesn't bring you happiness anymore. And that's why we need to keep revisiting the happiness project. Okay? The goal is not to maintain constant happiness. Obviously, the goal is to keep choosing it in small ways. Remember, we talked about finding happiness in the little things and the small activities. Even when life feels ordinary or heavy, your duty as the person in this project is to maintain your happiness. You don't need to wait for motivation, of course. You don't need perfect conditions. You just need awareness. That is the ability to notice when joy is available, even in small forms. Over time, these small choices build a life that feels more spacious, more grounded, and more alive. I go back to it again. This happiness project is your happiness project. The length of time it takes you to build and come back and revisit it and come back is your choice. It's not dependent on anyone, it's not dependent on circumstances, it's not dependent on the economy of the nation, it's not dependent on your economy, it's not dependent on um anyone's supply of resources for your project. It is dependent on you.
Before we continue, if you haven't subscribed yet, please like, subscribe, and share this video so we can keep spreading wellness together.
Not because everything changes, but because your attention changes. You're now beginning to take note of the little things that bring you joy. You're beginning to notice the good things about your day, about that hour, about that minute. Okay? When your attention shifts, your experience of life shifts with it. Obviously, you are allowed to build a life that feels gentle to wake up in and that refills you and refreshes you at your own pace. So where are you in your happiness project? Have you laid the foundation? That's what we're trying to do today. Have you dug up the foundation? Have you removed those stumps that have clouded your space, your land? Where it's a building project, it is your happiness project. Have you put the first blocks? Are you just at the level of putting a fence around your property and setting your boundaries and saying, no, I'm not going to allow this to encroach into my space? I haven't done anything in this space yet, but I just know that these things are things that I don't like, things that don't give me joy, things that don't make me happy. These conversations, these people, virtual or physical, these environments, you're just putting a fence around your property, or have you already built it up and probably you're doing a renovation work, you're re-roofing, or you're rearranging your internal space? It is your happiness project, and we're here to support you through your project. However, you are the one that supplies the building materials. You are the one that supplies what you are the one that decides. Remember, I said you're the architect, you're the engineer, and you're the client at the same time. So you're the builder, you're the engineer, you're the architect. What we're here to do is to function as support staff. All right. I remain Eberechuku Honor, celebrating Wellness with Hadassah at 3 years of being here for you, 3 years of supporting you, 3 years of talking about it, 3 years of teaching you, 3 years of prompting you to see what is already good in your environment. And here I am encouraging you to enjoy your happiness project. Signing out for this Wellness Week. Have a beautiful one. Remember to send us your comments, your questions, your experiences. People need to hear from you. We want to hear from you. Thank you for staying tuned. Goodbye.
I know this video has been of help to you. Encourage us by clicking the like button. Also share with your loved one and click the notification bell. Subscribe for more info.